What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to y'all as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. So please hit that subscribe button, like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one. We appreciate your support and getting us this far. And if you haven't already, hit that join button, become a member, please, to help support Unique Access Entertainment. Now, today, we have the honor and privilege of being joined by Sadat X. Thanks for coming back.
Hey, I'm back, man. I'm here. No question.
Yeah, it's always an honor and a privilege to speak to you, man. So thank you for that. And you just dropped a new album, Science of Life. So that's through a mutual friend of ours, Doughboy. So I wanted to get from you, how and why did you and Doughboy link up and map out this project, Science of Life?
Well, I'm down here in North Carolina in Raleigh. And at that particular time, Doughboy was in Raleigh and he was doing a couple of events. And I just happened to go to one of his rhyme ciphers and I met him and his energy was good. And he was like, in the future, maybe we can work together. And I was like, yo, man, like, I would love to, man. And because I've seen his strive and I seen what he was doing. And, I got a good energy from him because I work on the energy and his energy was good. And I was like, all right, we're gonna put something together. No question.
Okay. And then with Science of Life, what made that ended up being the title you wanted to run with?
Because this album was just, when I say the Science of Life, that's just like everything that encompasses life around me, man. Like I'm saying, like I'm a little bit older, so it's a little bit more mature music, but still I'm trying to reach out to some of my young peoples. But it's just talking about, I feel like it was a void in hip hop of people that's I guess around my age that still love hip hop, but that have raised kids or are raising kids and that work and come home, like to eat a meal, maybe smoke something, drink something, and still enjoy some hip hop that's talking about the things that they dealing with.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of that on Science of Life. And one of the things on Halal, which opens the album, I thought was interesting, is the need to like weed out suckers from your life. So I know this is a lifelong thing that we all have to deal with, but for you, as you get older, how have you found your process of doing that may have changed or evolved over the years?
Well, basically, like as we come up, like we have a huge amount of friends, and then over the years, for whatever reasons, it weeds out. Some of them just go their separate ways. Some of them pass on. Some of them, you just don't deal with no more. So like that was basically the process of that, man. Just we now, anybody, especially at this stage of my life, anybody that's not doing nothing or making progress, I really don't need to be around because at this stage, I'm trying to, pay off this mortgage. I'm working. I'm trying to get my daughter, help my daughters out. Then I got a new daughter. I'm trying to save for her future and make sure her future is set. So it was basically about people that's doing that. People that's still sending money to colleges for their kids. They might need something. You got to go to Western Union or go online. Now you ain't even got to really do Western Union no more. And just like, trying to do it like that.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And also another recurring theme throughout Science of Life, especially in the beginning of the album, you were mentioning like the world opening back up and coming out of COVID and all these different things. So for you in North Carolina, and as somebody that's traveled extensively, what have you seen the change in humanity and people now that things are opening back up after being, sequestered for a little bit?
Well, right now I'm more, I'm more appreciative of life because we lost a lot of good people along the way with this thing. K Slay, Fred the God. So it's made me appreciate life more. It's made me make a little bit more value in life, and it's made me see that some of the things at one point that I thought was important is really not that important. What's important, man, is family, definitely health, you know what I'm saying, and setting up. If you do got family, making sure like it's past me now, like it's my daughter's time. Like I'm trying to set up for them. Like I've done a whole bunch of stuff. If I never do anything again, I've done a lifetime's work of accomplishment. So basically it's just trying to set up for the future for them and my future.
And when, since you have two daughters and their age gap is pretty dramatic, when did that kick in for you more with your second daughter, or was that something you learned early on with your first daughter? Or
Well, it kicked in more with with my second daughter, because with my first daughter, for various reasons, I wasn't really able to be around as much as I wanted to be. I was always around though, like to a point, like she always knew I had the love for her. I just didn't always get to see her like I wanted to and be in her life like I wanted to. And as we've grown older, our relationship, I think, has grown stronger. But I wanted to try to get that bond with my little baby from the beginning. You understand? I wanted to be more in tune with her, more in tune with her life, more in tune with her developmental process, the elementary process, be there for that. See, with my daughter, it was a lot of time. My oldest daughter was a lot of age gaps that I missed, 2 and 3 year periods that I might not have been involved in her life as much as I wanted to be. Well, with this baby, I wanted to be there from the beginning and actually watch her grow.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, you're welcome. Also, on that note, what did you learn and see about life? You said that you used to think was important. What's changed for you? What's not as important anymore?
What's not as important is getting involved in frivolous beef and some of the places and things that I used to go to and do are really not that important anymore. Trying to stay on the side of legal things, as I'm getting older, I got a couple of things in my past where, like I can't afford to get in no trouble right now. Like if I get in trouble right now, that'll probably basically finish me. Like I'm just trying to, be here, manipulate. I'm working at Duke Raleigh now, so I'm trying to, pension plans and health plans and, just trying to, prepare for the future.
Okay. And you talk about, in No Doubt, also working in the hospital. So is that the Duke Riley Hospital you're referring to?
Yeah, I work in Duke Hospital. I started working there in the pandemic, basically as something to do, because at one point, everything was shut down. You know what I'm saying? So, I was down here when I first got down here, and I needed something to do. And I went to Duke Riley and I worked, and, I found that I liked it. And I started in patient transport, and I said, well, maybe I can, grow and do other things. And I looked at sterile processing. I actually went to school for that. So it wasn't like I just jumped into that. I went to school for that. I became certified, and now I've been down for like 3 or 4 years. And I'm like, well, at 5 years is the first pension plan. So I might as well stay and get that, because that pension plan is for life. You know what I'm saying? And as we know, a lot of time in rap, you do have SAG and AFSCA, and they have pension plans, but you need to get as much resources as you possibly can. You're supposed to, it was a thing, I think you're supposed to have about 5 to 7 streams of income. And, that's just another stream that, I was able to do, something I'm good at, something I enjoy.
And what of the things you could have done at a hospital, what made you want to start with patient transport, and what did you find you liked about it more than you maybe thought you would have?
Well, at first I started with patient transport, and what I liked about it is, I'm a people person. I like to deal with people, and in patient transport, you're dealing with people. You're making sure they're comfortable. You're giving them comfort, and it's personal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what attracted me. And then from there, I decided, well, let me acquire a skill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sterile processing. That's a skill that I acquired. I went to school. So I'm and in sterile processing, that involves all the instruments that come down from surgery. You're responsible for cleaning those and making sure that they're good to go for the next surgery. And it's an important job. First of all, when you do clean those instruments, you sign for it. So it's like you can't really half step on it. And I look at it as a thing like, would I want this instrument to be clean if this was my mother, if this was my sister, if this was my daughter? So, it's on that side.
And what did you learn about yourself, do you think, going into this line of work and now progressing at it and excelling?
Well, I learned about myself, perseverance. I faced some ridicule in doing it. Like I came up in a time at the beginning, but not at the exact beginning, but sort of like in the middle part where, it wasn't no big contracts like that. And, we did what we did, but we also broke up. So, I've had to hustle and make moves the whole time. And if this just became one of my hustles, I still do music, I do features, I do shows, but this compounds on that. You know what I'm saying? Why I didn't want to spend all that I've done in that side. You know, I wanted to maybe try to bank that, save some of that, and still find a viable income way to proceed.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, congratulations on all that.
Yeah.
And also, no doubt, you talk about how the next 2 years going to be a straight money run. So what made you say that? What makes you believe that? And what are you referring to?
Because see, if we notice, like the world's open back up, like at one point for maybe a year and change, like it wasn't really, going to Europe and doing shows like that and getting out there. And anybody who knows who's a grinder, about Europe. When you go to England, you got about 4 or 5 cities in England you can do. You got France, Lyon, Paris, and all these places. You go to Germany. Germany got about 20, 30 spots. Heidelberg, Hamburg, Berlin, Frankfurt, Munich. And you get over there, then you cross over. Maybe we can't do Russia right now. They're going through some things. We can't do the Russian side no more. But like Croatia, Zagreb, Fat Philly and them out there in Zagreb. Japan. Like it's a whole schedule and a whole demographic out there, man. But you gotta know that. And one thing that's I found that creates and keeps me going over there is you can't burn bridges, man. Like those good people over there. And as you go, and meet people, you develop relationships. You develop where you can go to Europe and back to Munich and these places just off of your relationships. Amsterdam, Brussels, places like that. You can always go. Norway, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, them places like that.
Yeah. No, it's a big world out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more and more people doing more tours again. So that's a beautiful thing. Also on Science of Life, you have the To God song. And on that one, I was interested because you were talking about how you can't save everybody. And one of the things, like, that's a tough thing to kind of deal with, I think. So do you remember how or why you were first beginning to understand that lesson?
Well, because in lesson in the 5% lesson, save yourself, save your baby, save your family. Like everybody's not gonna get the message. You understand? You can teach the message to the babies and to people, but everybody's not gonna get the message. And that's just dealing with the science of life, the reality of life. Like we all ain't gonna get to the finish line. As we see in life, we're gonna lose some people on the way. It's countless peoples I've lost on the way. I got a funeral, I got a sneaker box full of funeral flyers. You understand? And these was people that I came up with that is no longer here, that they somehow, for some reason, they didn't reach the finish line. You can't save everybody. You throw it out there, you try to throw the knowledge. Like one line I said, what would make a man desecrate a man's grave? Like I saw a video of a young boy, I guess he had what they call an op. And he went and peed on somebody's grave. And I'm pretty sure at the time, like, he didn't realize the ramifications behind that. Like, what would make you do that? Like, what part of your brain said, if I go pee on this man's brain, this is going to be a pee on this man's grave, that's going to be a successful move for me. You understand? All you did is open up and create a world of hate where you may pay for it today, you may pay for it in a month, or you may pay for it in 4 or 5 years.